First of all, whenever I come to this temple of science, you feel young, you receive so much information. Myself and Mala are the little two odd people who are doctors among scientists and engineers. First pronounced to Radhakant Pali, Professor Ramkampur, Professor Anand Suresh, Siddharth Jinwala, and Srinivas Madhusudan. But there's so much new information I learned and few of my colleagues learned. But the last five-side chat may give you one more insight. I'm supposed to be an endocrinologist, 50 years in this line. I think when the Tata ISA Medical School comes, Dr. Radhakant Pali is the right person to become the chairperson of endocrinology diabetes. I think he should be given all degrees, MBBS, MDFI. He has learned more than other people. But initially, there are two terms in this whole seminar which strikes me and I didn't understand, so I did some work. One is the term technology, another is the term carefree, the carefree. See, in the field of medical conferences, the term diabetes technology has become fashionable. Whenever you go, they talk about sensors, automated insulin delivery algorithms, then smart insulins, not just smart insulins, glucose responsive insulins, now the islet specific, antigen specific immunotherapy. The latest is bioengineered hypoimmune islet. It was in New England Journal last week. Okay, so all this is supposed to the biology and engineering are competing. I wanted to know what is technology. Then I realized that techno is skill, logos is knowledge. So you really realize that technology is more than software, hardware, gadgets, algorithms, etc. There is an element called humanware, where I think I can contribute a little bit today. Technology is not is also when you are in a clinic, taking the patient's history, do the physical examination, the reasoning you want, and connecting the dots of the so many pieces. And I also learned talking to the patient, compassion, humility, everything is technology. So that's where I may contribute a little bit. The day is over, so I'm going to keep it short, but I'll make it a little more, hopefully through two stories. I'll tell you two stories about being carefree. One is 1974, another is 2026. When I was entered medical school, my first patient was my grandpa. He's a high school, brought us as a doctor. I studied, the house rent was 22, we lived on the floor. He never went to a hospital, never saw a doctor till 80. 80 he got diabetes. And my dad, a family doctor, used to give him 40 units of NPH. And my grandma would boil syringes and insulins in the kitchen. And my grandpa was taught how to do Benedict solution. 5 ml of blue solution, 8 drops of urine in the toilet he used to do, and that was his care. He did well for 6 years. But there was one problem. Whenever he would take insulin, but on the day of the puja and prayer, he would delay his breakfast. And believe me, we had to take several times to the hospital, unconscious, hypoglycemic coma. But he was carefree. He was fully content. But not a single complication. 6 years fast forward, I went to AIIMS as a postgraduate medical student. He would occasionally write a postcard to me. Something happened. He would go to the best hospital, unconscious, he would come back, puja days. He developed, I think, some tummy infection. And he was not well. My dad is ordinary GP, took him to the best hospital, best specialist. And they told, oh, this old man comes with low sugar. They put him on a drip, glucose drip. Didn't check his urine sugar, didn't check his blood sugar. My dad went to see his patient. 3 hours later, he was unconscious. The best hospital in Bangalore did not check his urine glucose, did not check his blood glucose. Unconscious. 6 years later, he died due to diabetic ketoacidosis. So humanware was missing. They are still lost. Now, let me come back to 2026. We have an active clinic today. I had to cut short. It's very challenging. That is our laboratory. Now, I get most of we have a team of 18 endocrinologists. Believe me, we have a software where we have to enter which doctor referred. Do you know now the most referrals are from Dr. Sundar Pichai and Sam Altman. Okay, so I have created. So now what has happened? Young people come and they are called techies by the media. I didn't understand. Okay, they are techies. They come with a self-made diagnosis, 14 pages of colorful CGM report. They would have made a AI-generated diagnosis, and they will have a big list with you, highly knowledgeable, very bright. They sit in front of you. Then you talk to them, what is your blood glucose? 97. Okay, it looks fine. What is your A1C? 5.8. Doc, it's above normal. And then they talk about their inability to not concentrate. One term they call work-life balance, their stress, they can't focus, their challenges. And I listen to them along with my team. I invest with a large team of people. Finally what I tell them, hey guys, stop focusing about BG, blood glucose. So how do I end my conversation? I will refer you to another BG, that is Bhagavad Gita, Karmanyavadikaraste. March ahead in life, don't bother, you are perfect, liquid, don't see doctors. And they are, okay, and he's not carefree. So technology will not assure carelessness, we need a foundation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Krishnan. Let me start the question from this end, right? So the first question to you, Dr. Jhunjhunwala, what is making diabetic care accessible to every Indian mean to you? And this question is for all of the three panelists. And what is the biggest barrier today?
Thank you, Dr. Rath. It's a question that I think should be directed to epidemiologists and clinicians. Coming from the engineering background, I'm not best suited to answer it. I'm just going to divide it into something, say, what I learned from other clinicians and epidemiologists. I think in India especially, we can divide it as the top 5% in terms of economic status, not even social status. There's not much that needs to be done for diabetes. I think they're doing their bit. Maybe they should not, as Dr. Srikanta pointed out, maybe not rely on their doctors, not on tech and other solutions. I think we'll get some better inputs there. But for the 5 to 50%, I think the biggest thing that we can do in India is to get them on to regular health checkups. They can afford it to some extent. Some of it can be subsidized, but getting them health checkups on a regular basis, getting their information out there would be essential. And that's something that we miss out in India. And for the bottom 50%, I think that's where economically they're not able to even get health checkups. That's where I think policy changes and government programs at the primary health center in various areas where this technology that we have been developing and discussing could be applied, so that it can be easier to do some of these tests at their homes or at the primary health centers. And overall, the one thing I would say is just getting regular health checkups for the entire population. While there are problems with that because you might pick up things that are not necessarily bad, that's a separate problem to deal with. I think the first problem is, can you get a health checkup once in a while? Thank you.
Whenever I come across an international friend who visits India for the first time, I tell them we are a difficult country. We are not a country, we are a continent. So much diversity. We have written a lot of papers on this. This question should be answered in two parts: the haves and the have-nots. What are the first note where they keep going? What do the have-nots want? In the simple blood pressure, cholesterol, we call ABC, and check it out. Tell them not to smoke, not to drink, walk around, and that's enough. So, and if they are fine, call them next year. If they have diabetes, hypertension, India has the cheapest medicines anywhere in the world. Make them available. All them are basic. I think things have improved a lot. In the government sector, the private sector, the government is doing that, much more can be done, that's not. Now let us come to the haves. I can tell you, I worked in the best centers in the US. Our boys and girls, our elderly are very smart. Today, Bangalore, Tumkur, everything can give diabetes in healthcare as good or better than Mayo Clinic and Harvard. Our boys, all of you know, And our patients are very, they listen to us. They have the strong spiritual foundation. For they have give everything possible under the sun. Just today I had 2 young patients. One was the engineers. It's a rare monogenic type of diabetes. The Bangalore does genetic tests better than anywhere in the world. I've friends, I have one friend where the guy who discovered that syndrome, genetic samples, taking the test done, said mutation negative. The Bangalore picked up. So India is good. Have not should be given the best. How to bridge the gap? One small thing. One of my colleagues presented a paper in Europe about the story of haves and have-nots. I have children who poke themselves, whose blood glucose levels are as good or better than those on my artificial pump and pancreas. We called it discipline compensation of poverty. They lead so life. At the end, the last slide was Sachin Tendulkar and I think Aishwarya Rai. We told how we are struggling to bridge the gap, and European professor said, what not, your country does so many things, why your country is not taking care? The government should give more. Karnataka is supposed to give free insulin. It is not taking invented. I think the government should do much more for the have-nots, and the haves will manage well.
Thank you. So I think in terms of